Hi, everybody. My name is Shelley Meche'tte. I am a certified life purpose coach and author. And today we're going to be talking about 3 tips to help parents keep their kids safe on social media.
Shelley, it's so great to have you here today. You've got 3 tips for us, and you are a
Yes,
mom of 2 daughters. So you've got all
yes.
the tips. You've been through all this. And today we're so excited to hear your first tip. Your first tip is become social media friends with your child. Why is this
Yes.
so important?
It is so important to become social media friends with your child because you want to know who's talking to your kid. You have to know who's befriending them. What are they saying? There are all kind of conversations that can go on. And by you being friends, you're more privy to those conversations so that you can ask questions of your teen, of your child, and find out what's going on. And you can stop a few things too.
Give us an example. What are we going to stop?
Where you're going to stop are some of those friendships that are going on. I have 2 daughters, and one of them is out of her teenage years, one of them is still in her teenage years. But when they were a little younger, I was able to be friends and I was able to look at conversations and say, hey, no, no, no. Who is this person? Let's go through this friend list. Where did you meet them from? And unfortunately, no, we're going to have to cut this. So either we're going to make the conversation better or you cannot connect with this person because it's not good.
Yeah, and a lot of our listeners, Shelley, they know that I'm just going to be frank about it because we do not have time to beat around the bush. We want to make our parents that are and our listeners experts at this. There will be older men and older people who will connect with your children. And that's what you're
Yes.
alluding to. Am I wrong?
This is exactly what I'm alluding to, that there are predators. Can I just say that? There are predators out there
Yeah.
and they're out there and they're stalking our children. So they didn't just get online one day and go, "Oh, I see you." No, they're building false relationships. They're building a comfort. And so when we're friends with our children online, we stop that immediately. Now, don't get me wrong, kids are very creative and sometimes they try to create different accounts and things of that nature. But when you begin to look at your child's account, you'll begin to notice what their habits are for social media. And so if they're not on social media at certain times like they usually are, or if things are decreasing, you can actually pull your child to the side and say, do you have another account? Because I'm noticing that the activity, is different on here. And so if I find another account, you will be shut down on social media completely. So let's be honest so that we can walk through this.
I love that. You are great because you're basically saying I'm noticing a little bit of a difference. You're using that intuition. You are tapping into that
Yes.
parent gut that we all need to use, right? And
Yes.
and I'm just going to put a little bit of wisdom right here because I got 2 calls this Saturday. Shelley, our VIP, our very informed parent membership people, our club that we have, a
Yes.
mom called me saying my daughter is doing this, this, and this, and there's some depression, anxiety. She's won't give her phone back, and we have to remind them being a parent means sometimes your kids are not going to like you. It means doing what's
That is
best for your
so true.
children
Yes.
more than worrying about them liking you. And they call
Hmm.
it parenting, and it is terrible. But doesn't she have privacy? Isn't she supposed to have her own account? No. No,
No.
15-year-old's world. And I know I seem like
No.
this is definitely my opinion, right?
Can I
Set
just
me
say
right.
something about that privacy thing? Because that is something that comes to me a lot, especially being a coach where, parents are like, I have children, but they have rights too. Yes, they have the right to be obedient. They have the right to be respectful. They have the right to allow me to help them grow into the child and person that they've been designed to be. That is the right that they have. They have the right to be loved. They have the right to be cared for. And part of that loving and care for is saying no and saying to them, I am going to love you to the point of where I'm going to be nosy. I'm going to see what's going on because it could potentially save your life. You don't like it now, and I get it, but I have the insight to know that later you'll appreciate this. So, unfortunately, privacy is not on my highest list. Protecting you, loving you, and make sure that you have a healthy life is.
Wow, I like you so much. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you're our guest today. Okay, now also, by the way, big data knows all about us, not to sound conspiracy, but I've got friends at some of the world's biggest companies. And if your kids are like, I want privacy, hey, Apple and Google know exactly what you're typing. Your mom should also know,
Right.
right? Moms like Apple and Google, but number 3. Okay,
Right.
now you talk a little bit about keeping teens' accounts private for better safety. What do you mean? We
Yes.
just talked about they shouldn't have privacy from you. What do you mean about that?
Your account needs to be private. For my girls, because I was social media friends with them and because I just didn't want anybody being able to see their pictures, being able to know where they are. Sometimes teens put locations on, it's just what they do. They're social, they're fun. So I needed to make sure that everyone wasn't accessible to their account. And so by them being private, I was still teaching them and helping them be a part of social media, but still having that small protection as well. So of course, they're older now, and neither one of them are private. But as they were growing, I did keep their accounts private. I think that that is a very big part of safety. We cannot keep them from everything, but if I give you a private account and teach you how to properly, work your account and teach you to keep your eyes open for certain things, we can do this together so that when you get to that point that you are no longer private, you have some of those tools to work. So it's really a learning time for them and to help them manage it.
So we're being private from the outside world, but
Yes.
mom can still be there, dad can still be there to make sure that we're going to call it training wheels, right? Or
yes,
a driver's
I like
permit.
that. I'm going to steal that from you, Josh, because I like that.
Love that.
They're training wheels.
Yeah, we're doing training wheels so that you can learn how to ride that bicycle, or a driver's permit, drive the car with a parent sitting next to you.
Exactly.
And we can keep an eye on you. I love that. Okay. Yes. All right. Your third tip is create social media times to give children a break from the internet world. Walk us through how you did this with your family and the benefits you saw.
Oh my goodness. Can we just be honest and say that the internet is addictive? Can we just be honest? And once you start, because I'm guilty of it too, that once you start that whole internet world, it's like you get up in the morning and it's like, let me grab my phone and coffee. Let me grab my phone and so what we do is unintentionally, we even perpetuate this in front of our children. And so we're the examples to that world. And so it's a world that we cannot escape from now. So we have to teach our children how to live in that world. But one of those ways to live in that world, and what my husband and I said, is that you'll have to learn how to have discipline in this world. And part of helping them create that discipline was to remove their phones from them at a certain time every day. So our time was 9 o'clock. That's a really long time to have a phone, from the time that you get up in the morning until 9 p.m. That's a super long time. And so we thought that is very fair for you to have a phone from the time you get up until the time you literally, go to sleep. We would give them their phone right when they went to school. When they came home, unless it was for homework, you sit the phone down, do your homework, and then you could come back and get the phone until 9 o'clock. And then your phone time is over. Social media time is over. It gives your mind a chance to decompress. It gives you an opportunity to find out other things you like. My daughter found out she enjoyed drawing. It gives you a chance to read. We can come together as a family. We can watch TV as a family. So it really is beneficial, not just to them, but to teach them how to balance a social world.
I love that, because the thing we don't talk, there's a lot of different reasons why that is absolutely amazing. Number one, the blue light that nobody really talks about, that stimulation that you get in your eyeballs that will keep you from sleeping. And a child does not know how to say no to that, because the scientists say that it's it's more addictive than alcohol and cigarettes for children, that light and the doom scrolling, right? And you're saying we're going to take it away, and then your body will gently start going into it's time to go to bed.
Yes.
And then
to calm down.
Absolutely. And then second of all, it not only allows their brain to start saying it's time to go to bed, but also they aren't seeing bullying online. They aren't allowed to sleep next to the phone and check it in the middle of the night.
No, none of that. And it gives you an opportunity to find different things that are in the real world. We become so addicted to the fake world that we don't understand the real world. What are some of your hobbies? What are things you enjoy? My daughter loves to bake. And so, but these things we found out during no media time, that, I like baking cookies. I like baking cake. I like doing cupcakes. And so now for the family, she'll just get up and go, oh, hey, you guys want brownies tonight, or this is this. But I don't think we would have discovered some of those things if we didn't say, you have time limits to this. Now let's find out something else that you enjoy.
For all of our listeners, if you want to just shoot us an email with what are your time limits, I'm going to give my email address out right now, josh@smartsocial.com. Email us, josh@smartsocial.com. Shoot us an email with what is your family tradition around screen time? We'd love to hear it.
Yes.
Maybe you have a trick, a technique that we could use to help save millions of lives or teach millions of people. It really does make a difference. And Shelley, that's why I'm so thankful that you're on here today.
Oh, thank you so much. I really have appreciated this time. I believe that when we work together, we don't have to know one another in order to learn from one another. And so I believe that when we work together, we can make it a safer place socially for our children. The internet is not going anywhere, it's here to stay. Now, how do we put those training wheels? How do we take advantage of those training wheels so that when we remove them, our children will be able to ride safely?
I love that. For the rest of you who are listeners, please remember to rate, subscribe, and review so we can help more parents just like you. Also, as you know, we have a newsletter that goes out to about 40,000 people twice a week, and it has app guides, safety reviews, and all these different things on the top 100 apps that your kids will come in contact with, because we want to make you a VIP, a very informed parent. And that's actually the name of our special club that's about $100 a year, $10 a month, and it gets you ahead of your kids so that not only you know how to keep them safe on social media, but also how to avoid predators, screen time addiction, and also this is a game changer, and this is my life's mission, teach them how to shine online, how to build a little website, a portfolio that
I
helps them
love
to turn
that.
into a resume that gets them into that dream internship. Like me, when I was young, I got to have an internship at Disney Studios, which changed the trajectory of my life and turned me into a branding guy, and now allows me to travel around the country pre-COVID, maybe post-COVID. But our goal is
Yes.
that your child is safe on social so they can someday shine online. We hope you'll visit smartsocial.com for our free resources to learn more. If nothing else, make sure that you're in that newsletter so that we can send you that stuff. You can click the links below to learn more about Shelley and what she does. Shelley, thanks for your time today. You are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know what's funny? I used to work for Warner Brothers.
Did you really? That's fantastic.
So when you said that, I'm like, we're studio friends.
Small world, entertainment
All right.
marketing. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining. As always, remember to keep it light, bright, and polite because your kids are watching what you're doing online and offline. We'll see all of you on the next episode.
Thank you.